Welcome to Honestly Mom. In this discussion, we're going to be talking about our family and how they view our beliefs or non-beliefs.
And we've had a little bit of an issue lately with responses to things on Facebook or concern about the salvation of some of our immediate family.
Yeah.
That would be me. Because my sister has had concern about it. And she saw these things posted on Facebook about the change in our beliefs, because we were posting some things, and that was only Dante at that time.
I don't think I've ever not posted anything. And nobody seems concerned about me.
And I'm not speaking. I don't want people to get the wrong idea about the kind of person that I am myself, because I value my friendships and my family.
My aunt has had some problems with the things I've been saying. Like, she has a problem with the fact that, even before I was Christian, about the fact that I don't believe in creation, a six-day creation. I believed in evolution long before I became completely agnostic and a little bit atheist. I mean, to me, it's the only position that's made sense. I mean, I didn't see at that time why God needed 6 days to create the earth. If He's eternal, why does He need 6 days in order to create us? What was the rush? You know?
That's very true. You know, He could have taken His time a little more and paid a little more attention to detail.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see how it was necessary for a 6-day creation. In fact, why not make evolution if you're God? But I don't believe in God anymore. So the idea of God creating creation through evolution doesn't even apply to me anymore.
Well, I thought it takes time for us to make that transition from Christian to agnostic. And Dante reached that before I did.
Yeah, I did.
It actually takes years. When I first discovered that I'd been deceived, as I put it, it was exciting. It's like my mind just cleared, and I felt better about the world around me, and I was actually thinking better too. And maybe it was lack of deception.
I found for myself, it's like, one thing I've thought about a lot lately is how oppressive, because, you know, the concept of God, He's a perfect being, and He expects all of His followers to be perfect, except He admits that they cannot be perfect, so then they have to apologize every single day, you know, give their repentance for not being perfect, when nobody is.
And at the same time, they say there's nothing wrong with being imperfect.
It's kind of an odd belief system in my mind. And right now, my belief system is so alien to what Christians believe. It's just they cannot understand my belief system, because they question evolution because they don't even understand evolution. They don't understand that at one point in time there was, I don't know the exact details, I'm not that big of a scientist, but I know that we probably started from something along the lines of probably a virus. but not exactly like a virus, because viruses evolved too. But we probably evolved along the lines of a virus, then something more along the lines of a bacteria, and then we started, the bacteria started forming colonies, which became even bigger creatures, and eventually created all of the animals and humans. And
Meaning it evolved into.
Huh?
Evolved into, not created.
Yeah, it evolved into all the creatures we have today. And there is no such thing as a dog, a cat, or a human. It's always been groups of these things. I do believe that there has been more creatures that are extinct now than there have existed. There's definitely more creatures in the fossil record than exist today.
The thing is, though, one concern we've had about our family is, they keep commenting on our posts, on our shares. Our shares are not meant to target Christians per se. They're meant to target more of the extremists, more of the fundamentalists, or the apologists. If you're on our friends list, chances are you do not fit into the groups that we're targeting.
Exactly. A lot of the times when I post something just to make people think. It's more of a, hey, look at what I found. Just think about it for a little bit instead of just commenting half-cocked,
Right, and a lot of things we post to share with friends of similar beliefs. I run into things and I share it so that Dante can see it. I don't live in the same house as Dante. I can't go, hey Dante, come look at this, because I'm usually sitting alone in my own house.
Yeah.
And so I share it so Dante can see it, and some others of my friends that are not Christian can see it. It's not meant to offend all the Christians in our friends list.
I don't think I've ever actually intended to offend anybody with anything I posted. I've not intended for it to happen. It just happens because they just don't understand my perspective.
A lot of the people on my friends list are family, and most of the people, I would say, are family, and people that are in the church that I used to belong to. And that's what makes it difficult for me. But I do understand that it's hard for them to accept what I'm believing now. And just as much as it was a transition for me to go from Christianity to agnostic, because I went through a period of sadness, and basically I don't believe the Christian God as we've known them does exist now, and it's hard for people to, it may be hard for people to see me say that, but I would rather we accept each other for our beliefs. And we do not put down other religions. And that's one thing that we learn in our church, to not to criticize other people for their beliefs. And I would hope that they don't for me either.
And honestly, agnosticism is a non-belief. It's not believing in something without seeing it. That's mostly what agnosticism is. I don't care what you believe. It's not knowable. You cannot prove the existence of God, and people don't get that.
And I've thought maybe there is a supreme God, but it's not the Christian God that we've known. But I don't know that right now.
I just can't believe in an omniscient God.
Right, neither can I. I'm no longer consider myself agnostic. I do consider myself atheist, and the main reason why is because I feel the likelihood that there is a God or God is very slim. I do, however, hold on to the moral code of ethics that I learned in Wicca, which is harm none, do as you will. Because I feel that's the only way we can productively survive with other people, is if we give them the respect. And I do care about other people as human beings.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't believe anyone should harm anyone else. And I do also believe that people, that religion was invented as a comfort. I may not agree with your religion personally, but you have a right to that comfort, and that feeling of purpose. I find my purpose and my comfort in my girls. But that's just me.
I believe that evolution has evolved. It evolved from trying to figure out, why is there wind? We don't see this mysterious force, yet it's there. What is that? And they thought, well, maybe it's some kind of spirit. And then they started labeling other things as having spirits. And eventually it evolved into polytheism, where they thought these spirits were gods.
That's where Wicca came in.
Mm-hmm.
You have the Lord and the Lady and all the minor deities.
Mm-hmm. And then
And
it started being a fight between, my God is bigger than your God, well, my God is bigger than your God, and eventually came into monotheism, where it's just a bunch of wars between gods, and my God is better.
And so here they settle with the Christian God,
Mm-hmm.
which is the mono.
Well, Judeo-Christian, because the
Yeah.
Jews and the Christians and the Muslims all believe in pretty much the same God. But it's also from longer held tradition. A lot of it came from older traditions. And that is what I believe.
And now we see relatives taking offense at the things that we state and say that we're putting down their religion and that, and we aren't doing that.
Well, I will admit there are some things that will argue with the main principles of the religion, but we're not putting them down. We're not criticizing our friends and our neighbors, because they wouldn't be on our friends list if they were the type of person we want to criticize.
Right.
Yeah, and the people that we care about, we wouldn't criticize them. We don't really mean to, whatever we might say.
It's a share of thoughts and opinions. That's what Facebook is all about.
And I wish people wouldn't take things so personally. It shouldn't be a personal affront to you. If I, for instance, like earlier, I posted something about the Bible, how I believe the Bible was written by man, and how it had so many errors in the 8,000 something copies of the Bible, or scripture of the New Testament. And it was an honest opinion about that, and there's a lot of evidence to prove this. And they took great offense at this, and I wasn't singling them out. I was just stating what I believe. I shouldn't have to tiptoe over that. I mean, I've seen worse things on Facebook, like, for instance, like this if you love Jesus, and like and share if you love Jesus. Scroll past if you worship the devil, and that's just completely offensive no matter who you are. I mean, I was offended by those things when I was a Christian.
Well, yeah, it's like they're imposing their religion on you.
Exactly.
And
in some of our clips that I've shared as far as, atheistic thinking, I've shared no differently than postings I've seen on stupid people. Like this one, I said that the curse of common sense is having to deal with people that have none. I thought that was a cute posting, so I shared it. Well, there were others that had similar sayings about Christianity. And you know, the common sense posting could be offensive to people, but nobody seemed to take it that way.
It's just people are very thin-skinned, it seems. Kind of sad.
Well, wouldn't you say we're doing this mainly because we want people to understand us better and accept what we're doing here?
Yeah. We're trying to say we're not
angry.
angry.
It's because we care about them that we have decided to do this.
We love our family. I mean, I even love my aunt who does not like anything about what I believe. She thinks the world is going to come to an end very soon, and to me that's very, very negative. And then I get called out for being negative for posting something about the Bible that I thought was
and now I just feel really bad for my sister. She does not seem to be living a completely happy life, but she worries about the end time coming all the time, and this is what the Christian life is now. We see the world wars and stuff in the world, and and
you know what I think about your sister, Mom?
Yeah.
I think your sister needs to worry about her own salvation.
Exactly.
I mean, I know she loves and cares about you. I know she does. And I know she's concerned about you and your well-being. But she can't
you're right.
worry about everybody else's salvation along with her own. If she believes her activities and her ideas are going to affect her own salvation, then she needs to worry about her salvation.
It seems like she doesn't call me as much anymore, and she is kind of separating from me now because she knows that I mean it. And we don't want to see that.
And you still love her.
Yeah, I love her, and I don't want to.
I mean, I wish I could talk to her without wondering, is she going to bring up my beliefs? And I'm like, I don't want to talk about my beliefs because she's just not going to understand.
She's not ready to.
Well, if she's ever ready to.
But you're right, Gwen. It's her salvation. It's her thing.
It's her belief system.
I just gotta let go,
Yeah. As much as we hate to, if people are taking offense, I'd rather not stress somebody out and let them go on their way than be a constant stress to somebody and force them to stay by my side.
Right. Well, see, if I go back to visit in the state that was from, I would like to be accepted like I was before. I don't want that ever to change as far as friendships go. I just miss everybody. We are when family that lives long distance.
I do know some family that would accept you, regardless. Like my cousin.
Okay.
Your other sister's daughter.
Yeah, I know that.
And
that means a lot. And as far as like our nieces and nephews go, and my nieces and nephews go, they're young enough to be able to understand, not to judge.
I think people just need to take a step back and understand that none of what we say should be taken personally by anyone.
Especially those on our friends list.
Especially those, yes. And I want people to know that. Okay? I want to stay friendly with my family. I know that you believe what you believe, but I just can't bring myself to believe. And if I did try to tell people oh, I believe, I'd be lying, which is against Christianity to lie. It's supposed to be against Christianity to lie. So if I were to tell them, oh, I believe you're right, I'd actually be lying, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to be dishonest.
Yes. It's one reason why we called ourselves Honestly Mom.
Exactly.
Because, honestly, Mom, we want to be honest with each other.
Well, you guys were ahead of me, so you can say that all you want.
Yes, honestly, Mom.
Well, we find that there is moral code comes more naturally when you are outside of the Christian beliefs.
You don't need Christianity to give you moral.
You don't
can
have
be a
to.
very good person without it.
You don't have to answer to the minister. You don't have to answer to the congregation. You don't have to answer to anyone. You don't have to do penance.
You just have to answer to your own conscience.
Morality comes so much simpler.
Yeah, it does. And it's like I said before, I'm happy to be rid of my judgmental imaginary friend.
And it seems easier to be a good person this way.
Yeah, I don't feel the need to go out there and do things that Christians say are sin. I don't feel the compunction to do that. And it's kind of sad to think that that's what people actually believe is going to happen if you don't believe in God.
I saw a post that really, really upset me on somebody else's page that I will definitely not name the name of. But the post had said something about how atheists feel that given the right circumstances, rape, murder, and pedophilia was okay. And I was seriously offended. I have children of my own. There is absolutely no circumstances where I would find pedophilia okay. Or rape, for that matter.
Well, there's something to the laws of the land, I would say.
And as far as murder is concerned, only in the most extreme circumstances, like protecting my little girls.
We still have a very good moral code.
There is a true natural morality.
And that's honestly what it is. We hope you'll like us on Facebook.
Like this video, make comments.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I'd like to hear some of your opinions. Just try to be nice about it.
Well, even if they start swearing at us, I don't care. I was a
Right,
bill collector once.
exactly.
Do we say something about how they contact us?
Yeah, contact us on Honestly Mother on Facebook. It should be in the credits.
Mother or mother?
Well, the email address is actually Honestly Mother, but the title of the page is Honestly Mom.
Yes, exactly. There should be a link in. You'll find a link probably in the description too, and to Gwen's blog.
Yes, ScorpioFire.simplesite.com.
Thank you. We're Honestly Mom, and we'll see you later.
Thank you for listening.